look at some of the key numbers, the all-important numbers. Southampton number 1, Port Vale, the giant killers of the weekend, number 2, Manchester City number 3, Leeds United 4, Arsenal record winners of the competition 5, Liverpool 6, Chelsea 7, and the winners of tonight's tie, West Ham or Brentford, ball number 8. Right, let's get going. Joe, if you can get the balls out of the velvet bag,
I can,
and into the mixer, we can get this off and underway.
Okay, ready?
Are they all in?
Just checking, mate.
Well done, Joe.
Right, so Joe Cole is going to do the home teams, and Joe Hart is going to do the away teams. So, is everybody ready? Are we ready?
We're ready to go.
Okay, let's
We're all
start
set,
the draw
guys.
for the
Let's go.
quarterfinals. Joe
Right,
Cole,
ready? Here we
the
go.
first team.
Number 1.
Okay, number 1 is Southampton. Had a great result away at Fulham yesterday. And they will play, Joe.
Here we go, Joe.
Number 5.
Southampton will play Arsenal.
Ooh.
They're getting a lot of good draws, Arsenal, aren't they?
Wow.
The fates are conspiring.
The Southampton fans won't thank you for saying that.
I know.
Right, who's next?
Ready? Right,
Joe.
here we go. Number 7.
Number 7 is Chelsea. So Chelsea at home. And Joe, they will play.
Who have they got, Joe?
They've got number 2.
Home to Port Vale.
The plum tie for Chelsea, innit?
It's a brilliant tie.
Really
Right away.
for Chelsea.
It's a great tie
And
for
a great
Port,
tie for
great
Port
tie
Vale.
for Port Vale.
Wonderful.
That's the most important bit. An away tie, brilliant.
Yeah,
League One
they're
Port
gonna-
Vale.
Yeah, ready?
We are.
Right, okay, here we go.
Go on, Cole. City.
Number 3.
Number 3, Manchester City. So Manchester City, Joe,
No pressure,
your
Joe.
former club will play.
Who's getting it then? Who's getting it? Number 6.
Oh, he's only done it. They play Liverpool. What a
Here
tie.
we go.
What a tie.
Manchester City versus Liverpool. Yeah. So we've got 2 left. And still, by the way, to come
No
out
West
the
Ham.
winners of tonight.
Correct.
Number 8. At
Number
home.
8! The winners of West Ham United against Brentford at home, and they will play.
They're playing number 4.
As you would imagine, that is Leeds United. Winners tonight's tie play Leeds United.
So thank you all. That concludes the quarter-final draw. Ties will be played on the weekend of the 4th and the 5th of April. So what about that? Let's have a look at the draw then. So Southampton against Arsenal at St Mary's, Chelsea against Port Vale at Stamford Bridge. What a reward that is for Port Vale for beating Sunderland yesterday. Manchester City against Liverpool. One of the great fixtures in English football. And the winners of tonight, West Ham or Brentford against Leeds United. I mean, Coisty, there's only one place to start. Man City, Liverpool. I mean,
Well, they've not let us down. The boys have not let us down. That's obviously the tie of the round. But equally, I was really excited to see Port Vale, and it's a great tie for Chelsea. What a game that is as well. But the big one, lads, City, Liverpool.
Well, listen, Arne Slot and Pep don't need it today, the pair of them. But for us as the neutral, for FA Cup, it could be a classic. And the way that they're going, I think they blend so brilliantly, 2 teams going at it. Fantastic game.
Joe, what about that? So if you're Port Vale now, the financial rewards of the game at Stamford Bridge, the opportunity for the players, a game at Stamford Bridge. I mean, it's everything they could have wanted at this stage of the FA Cup.
Unbelievable. Great draw for them. They fully deserve it. They've got a great day out in the FA Cup. And look, it's going to be tough. They showed that they can perform at the highest level, so why not? They've got to believe.
What about the incentive, guys? What about the incentive for the game tonight as well? What a massive incentive. Home tie and an opportunity. One has got a home tie opportunity to get to the semi-final.
Questi is massive. Like Nuno's made 7 changes for tonight. Keith Andrews.
I could tell you I'm happy.
I wasn't, because I come here and I know what that trophy means to this club, and they've had a little taste of it with the Conference League, but it's there. If you go through, you've got a quarter-final at home.
Do you think he'd change the team if he knew what had just gone on then?
Not sure.
Fellas, word reaches me that the request has just gone in from the Port Vale chairman that they can take their pitch to Stamford Bridge for the next one, which I don't think they're going to be allowed to do. So Southampton, they get through yesterday by beating a Premier League team away from home. They get Arsenal now.
It's great for Southampton, you know, because I feel they went down with such a whimper last year, Fletch. It really took the wind out of the sails of the fans there. You know, they've beaten Fulham, and they can start believing. I think listen, Arsenal coming to town, I think will be too much. But Arsenal seem to be in that momentum where they're just picking up easy. They've got the easy side of the Champions League draw, a comfortable draw, and let Manchester City slog it out. So it's a great draw for Arsenal.
And we also know that the winners tonight, it's an all Premier League tie.
It's a great
Leeds
incentive.
United. That's a great.
It's a massive incentive. We were at Macclesfield for the Brentford game, but obviously the West Ham lads, they made a few changes. They were thinking, what an opportunity, home side can get through.
Is this the reality now? You're one win away now from Wembley, one win away from the semi-final. Is this where it all starts to come into focus for the team?
100%. However, they've been picking the sides up until now. I think that changes once you get into that quarter-final. You've got a sniff of Wembley, sniff for a big day for your team. Unbelievable, great moments to be a part of.
Yeah, maybe. Listen, I personally would. I would only make 3 or 4 changes maximum. I think in modern football, that routine and consistency is so important. We see what happened with Fulham, but now, surely the next round, if West Ham go through or Brentford they go through, you're there, you're Wembley, FA Cup's in sight.
Hoisty, the fellas have delivered.
Yeah, you have, lads. Well done.
Port Vale go to
He
Chelsea.
doubted you. I knew you would come up with a good point.
Knew we wouldn't mess it up.
Port Vale go to Chelsea. We've got a situation as well where we get Manchester City against Liverpool. The winners tonight, they've got Leeds United at home. And Southampton from the Championship, big winners yesterday against Fulham. They get to play Arsenal, who have won this competition more than anybody else. Becky, we put the responsibility into the hands of the two Joes, and boy, didn't they deliver.
They certainly did, guys. Thank you very much. I tell you what was funny, when that draw came out, the ripple of noise that went around the bowl here when they heard it was Leeds United they would face here at home from both sets of fans.
Well, I was going to say, Becky, it was Brentford's fans as well as the West Ham fans, which is rightly as well, because there's a titanic battle to go up first here. But it was, the boys done a really good draw. They can get out of here alive.
They can. They can indeed. But I'll tell you what, I can see the tweets being written out. Arsenal have got another easy game, an easy run in all their competitions.
Well, you do need, there's an old saying, but you do need the luck of the draw. I think that's where luck does come into it. I think you make your own luck on the pitch, but they've had let's put it, they've had an easier draw than, in most of the rounds, and obviously in Europe as well, I feel.
Yep.
Pathway that way, pathway to the final that way is easier. Nothing's easy at that level, of course it isn't. But in tongue in cheek, it's you would prefer to have that than say like City and Liverpool. If Arsenal had to go and play Liverpool or Man City, that would be really tough for them. But no, Southampton's going to be a hell of a game for them, though. Southampton are a good footballing side, and they're going to have to play well. Whatever team they put out, they're going to have to play well against Southampton to beat them.
They certainly are. What a day out for Port Vale. Joe was just touching on it there. I mean, John Brady said he was shocked after they won in the last round. I mean, to get yourself to Stamford Bridge, it's what they dream of.
I think that's a really good draw for them. I think the only perfect draw for them might have been at home to Southampton, say, and then one of them getting into the semi-finals would have been like the romantic side of me of the FA Cup. I see that. But other than that, Liverpool away, Man City away, or Chelsea or Arsenal away, and they've got Chelsea. That is going to be a fantastic draw. They can go and have a free hit. They can go and enjoy themselves. The fans will enjoy the day there. And if they do turn Chelsea over, what a shock that would be.
The tweets are already starting, and a Port Vale fan has put, this fixture should pay for a new pitch.
Hey.
Yes.
Well, no, they do well on that pitch at the moment. So in the cup football anyway, but I understand what you're saying from the league, yeah.
Can you believe that Man City and Liverpool haven't actually met in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup since 1988? Liverpool will be the ones wanting to pull that stat because they won it at City 4-0.
Well, I mean, that is a titanic battle, isn't it? It really is. You know, the chances of that happening was obviously on, and it could have been Arsenal-Chelsea. There could have been some massive fixtures, but that is, you know, City at the moment, I think they're still the very best footballing side in the country at the moment. I really do. When you watch them play, it's the way football should be played. It doesn't mean they're going to win everything. Of course it doesn't in football, but they're a beautiful side to watch. And Liverpool, you know, on their day, they can beat anyone. They've got such talent. So that is going to be some game. It really is.
Glenn, I'm going to be mean and ask you not to sit on the fence here, because I would love to push you for who you think will be in the semi-finals. So, Southampton, Arsenal?
You've thrown that one at
I
me.
know, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going Arsenal because they're in such a strong squad, yeah.
Chelsea, Port Vale?
Chelsea.
Man City, Liverpool?
Going City.
And West Ham or Brentford against Leeds?
To get home tonight safely, I've got to say West Ham or Brentford.
Make an impact in the Premier League and Champions League. He was Arsenal's best player, or one of them anyway, as they beat Mansfield to reach the FA Cup quarter-finals. It was his first appearance for the club for 4 months due to injury, but he impressed in attack and defence in a midfield role. Right, Tim, yeah, he's very good at dribbling, and we saw that on Saturday. But his defensive work in midfield was very impressive as well, which maybe to people from the outside wouldn't have noticed. Is he going to get a chance, or should he get a chance in the Premier League or Champions League?
Well, I think that's up to Mikel. Obviously, he's a manager at a football club and he knows it's very difficult, but not impossible, for boys like Max to get into that team when you're challenging for everything. You know, in every competition, let's not forget. So the best thing is for Max and his pals in the academy is for the club to stay in all competitions, and they will get chances, little cameos off the bench. He started at the weekend. Max would never have played on a pitch like that, Mansfield. He would never, in the whole of his life, probably only when he was a baby. Through the academies, they're all like snooker tables.
He did well on that pitch, didn't he?
Even more credit to him for doing that. He's versatile. He can play as an 8. He can go wide and look like a winger, not someone who's out of position. It's testament to how he's been developed and the versatility of how they've worked on him individually to improve his game. And then it's up to Mikel to give these boys the opportunity when he does. He's not been shy of doing that recently. You know, we've seen him, and let's not forget, the best player they have at the club is from the academy, which obviously helps. When you're a Max Downham and you're coming through, Salmon played at the weekend as well. You're getting opportunities to play. When they look up at the first team and say, who's come through the academy, there is evidence there. There's evidence that if you're good enough, you're going to get an opportunity, and you're going to get an opportunity to thrive at one of the best clubs in the Premier League.
Round of 16 Champions League action starts tomorrow. We're going to see Galatasaray host Liverpool for leg 1 in the early kickoff match that is set for 1:45 p.m. Eastern, with coverage starting at 1 p.m. All of that is on Paramount Plus. Now, this game will set the tone for tomorrow's 3 other matches. Galatasaray, they are not a team that you can mess around with, especially when they're playing at home. Now, me personally, I've never experienced what the Galatasaray home stadium feel is like, but when I hear that going there is a welcome to hell, that is pretty scary. And that goes back to 1993. It was the Champions League qualifiers versus Manchester United, and Manchester United were met at the airport by Galatasaray fans with a bunch of signs, and they would say, "Welcome to hell." That is the way that they were met at the airport. Look at that. Hey, Man United, this is your last 48 hours, and it has just completely stuck. I mean, imagine that.
I love the double Y. Hey.
And 2 L's on welcome.
Oh, I absolutely love that here. And listen, when Jose Mourinho and Real Madrid played at Galatasaray's current home stadium, Rams Park, back in 2013, he said they did not play with 11 men today. They played with 50,000 incredible supporters. It was hard, and they deserved to win tonight. And when Paolo Maldini played at Galatasaray's old stadium in the 1999-2000 UCL season, he said, "Nobody can make me believe that there are only 25,000 people in this stadium." So that just absolutely goes to show the kind of atmosphere that you are walking into. Have you ever experienced that?
Yes. You want to know part of how they stoke that atmosphere? I got to follow the race. He's the boss, the head of Ultra Aslan, the biggest supporters club. So during the day, this dude was like, he was suited and booted. He was all business. Looked like he probably ran several businesses. When the match came around, he was jeans, t-shirt, sweating. He had the megaphone. He was right in the middle of the supporter section. He was all up and around. If you weren't supporting, if you weren't like going, yelling, jumping hard enough, most of these guys are in their early 20s. If you weren't hard enough, he'd grab you, throw you out, bring like another young cat in who was ready to bring the energy. Like it was literally, it's like an army. Like if you weren't up to on point, you were out of the row. And then someone else was brought in who would do the job. Before the match, there's like thousands and thousands of them lined up. They're all ready to like go to war. It's so serious there. I've never seen anything like that. They embraced me like a brother, like I was in there with them, but it's real serious in there.
Yeah, when you talk about home advantage, like this is a true, you've experienced it, Nico.
No, I've never been, but one of my best friends, dear best friend, he massive Galatasaray supporter, he went to the first, like I'm trying to find the text that he sent me. Right, I might have been a voice note, I wanted to read it verbatim. He said that, honestly, I've never seen the stadium push that much. And enough that they got a nice little cushion that they almost threw away at Juve, but it's different. I identify a lot with it from Argentina because I understand what, that the stadium actually pushes for you, because you do kind of get that result. Whereas I feel like in certain parts of Europe, it's a lot of, the dynamic is different. It's the footballers do something that incites the crowd, and then the crowd gets into it. Versus other areas of the world, it's the crowd pushes first, and that influences what happens on the field. And that, to me, is something.
I think you see the white shirt at the top. I believe that's the race telling everyone to go. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's him.
Listen, that welcome to hell, it extends to 2 a.m. in the morning.
He's yelling at someone, telling him they're not doing it enough. This is it. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
He's even pointing up like, get out. Get out.
Is this the guy that's leading the fans also to put fireworks outside of teams' hotel rooms?
I think they do that one on their own. They take their own initiative. They don't need to be told that.
So this isn't the first time that Liverpool and Galatasaray are playing this season. They played already in the league phase, and they actually have never met before in not the league phase or group stage. So this is the first time that they're meeting in the round of 16 here, Nico. And Galatasaray did get the better of Liverpool the last time. It was a Victor Osimhen penalty kick that got them the win.
Yeah,
but
win's a win.
A win's a win. What are you expecting out of this one? Are you expecting more so of the same that we saw before?
I expect a little bit more seriousness from Liverpool. I think it's going to be a completely different challenge. I think Liverpool has progressed to a certain extent. I think they are still a team full of doubts, and I think media and everything that surrounds Liverpool at the moment are just waiting for that situation in the season where it could be like Arne Slot's demise, right? And a loss against Galatasaray could be the nail in the coffin. Maybe it's a symbolic nail because they fire him at the end of the season because of this loss, but it could be a determining factor. So Liverpool needs to get their act together. It's going to be very, very difficult to go to Istanbul, and Galatasaray needs to be the Galatasaray from the first leg against Juve in both legs against Liverpool.
Yes.
Because the Galatasaray we saw in the second leg was a team that was mentally fragile. 100%. And that's worrying, because oftentimes the emotions can sway you in both directions. For good, like it did